Happy New Year and welcome to the CodeX Cantina. I am Una.
And I am Sober Crypto.
Lies, and you know it.
Hold on a second, wait. Get this drink.
I'm three in right now. I don't know how you
Been drinking since 5.
Welcome to our January TBR. What we're going to be doing is also throwing in what our 2020 objectives are for this year. Our 2020 book resolutions, at least. So let me start this off with Crypto knows 3 of my selections, but I don't think he knows all of my selections for this month. So some of these are going to be a surprise for him.
Okay.
And we know that he already knows about Lamb to the Slaughter. We've actually already read Lamb to the Slaughter. I'm editing the video right now. And tonight we're also recording the Signs and Symbols and the Lottery. So pretty soon I'll find out what his reactions are, and I'm going to be throwing those up here in the next couple of days. Now, what Crypto doesn't know that we're reading, because we're going to start recording these next week. Have you heard of a story called A Good Man is Hard to Find?
No. Who's it by?
Well, we jumped right into this without introducing our theme. January, Mr. Crypto here, his favorite short story of all time.
All time.
The perfect short story.
A 10 out of 10.
For him is Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut. We've done that video.
Absolutely amazing.
Amazing piece. We might want to go back and do that one again at some point.
I would love to do that one again.
In the same way that we talked about maybe doing The Death of Ivan Ilyich. But it's his numero uno. My goal this month is to select the best short stories in literature. All right, I'm looking for them. And I'm pulling from some I've read. I'm pulling from some that I haven't read, and we're going to see if we can replace Harrison Bergeron and put it in number 2 and make a new number 1 for Crypto is our goal this month.
Yeah.
A Good Man is Hard to Find is by Flannery O'Connor.
I don't think I've read him before.
Her.
I don't think I've read her before.
That's kind of surprising because I know if you do any form of most American literature classes, usually you pick up at least one Flannery O'Connor story.
Are there any other famous ones I might know off the top of my head?
This is by far and above, like, no question, her most famous piece. And there's a very famous quote from it. I can't wait for you to see if you pick this quote when we read this piece.
Okay.
But it's got some nice grit to it, and I know you like your grit.
I like my grit.
I think this one might have a chance at replacing numero uno.
Okay, that's exciting.
Right. We've got probably, I don't know if this can be number 1 from you, but we've got The Bear by William Faulkner. You haven't read this one, have you?
No.
I actually don't know if you've read any of these because we might have to replace one if you've read them.
That one sounds intriguing.
This is a story. The next time you go hunting, next time you bring your shotgun out, boy, you need to start reading The Bear before you go because there ain't no better hunting story than that.
Are we getting shirts made? Are we gonna get shirts made?
I have seen some William Faulkner shirts, and I can promise you, I'm going to be wearing it. It's not this one, in the next William Faulkner story. If you didn't know, The Bear is one of 7 stories in Go Down Moses. It was originally published as Go Down Moses and Other Stories. It's supposed to be one novel, but with different narrators, different timelines. And what Faulkner was exploring was just kind of this big, I don't want to spoil anything, but
messy,
lineage
right?
and heritage.
Yeah.
Lineage and heritage is very important.
Yeah.
So when we get to The Bear, I don't know what version you'll pick up, but it's either going to have 4 or 5 chapters. If it has 5 chapters, do not read the 4th chapter. You shouldn't read the 4th chapter if you're reading The Bear as a standalone effort.
Challenge
we'll go more into
accepted.
We'll go more into that, but I'm telling you, dude, this story, it's incredible.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Next, we have a word I can't pronounce because I don't know how to, but it's Araby.
I love Arby's.
Good old James Joyce and the Dubliners. You know much about it?
No, but I've heard of this one.
Don't worry, it's not Ulysses. Okay, this isn't too far out there. This is kind of I think it strikes some people as strange, but it'd be classified, I believe, as a coming of age story.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's a good one. We'll see how that one goes.
I love Stand By Me.
Now, I'm hoping we can fit these in. This is going to be a little bit more aggressive, and I know timelines may be difficult this month, but here's our stretch goals, okay? I want to throw in 3 questions by Leo Tolstoy.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that.
This is like 4 pages. I'm hoping we can shove this one in.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's super simple. It's not hard. But this came up with what video were we recording when this came up? So this came up where I wanted to reference this, but I didn't want to give away exactly kind of what the point was.
Okay.
But this will be a good one to have under our belt just to refer back to. I don't think actually this one will be in the running, but I think it's still it should be read.
Literary, it's important, so we're gonna
literary
tackle
importance. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have The Wasteland. I think it's just singular, not plural, right? By T.S. Eliot.
The Wasteland.
Yeah, because the next novel we're reading in February is The Wastelands by Stephen King, which was influenced by The Wasteland, the poem.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't think that's going to replace, but that's something that we need to have under our belt starting for next month. So that's something that I'm hoping that we can sneak in as well.
And I'll be honest, I'm a little scared of that because poetry is not my strong suit for literary breakdown or interpretation or anything. I'm terrible.
That might be our first 3-minute video. I'm with you. I'm not a poetry guy. We will put that disclaimer up when we do that, but I want it under our belts for when we break down The Wastelands.
Yeah. May struggle with that one.
Now, I think that's all I have lined up for this month in terms of short stories.
Okay.
So that's all I have planned for this month. Now, usually we do a novel and a short story. Here we're just doing 2 short stories, and some weeks we have 3 short stories or 2 short stories and a poem. I don't know what that schedule is going to look like. If we have free time and we can sneak more in, I have some reserve stories that I can bring in, but I don't want to put the pressure on us unless we finish these early and we're done with our analysis and we're like, okay, we're good to go.
Let's keep those a surprise, like a Christmas present.
Yeah. No, I don't want to announce those because I've heard that something that happens with booktube people, I haven't experienced this obviously, but they get burnout because they feel pressure to keep up with their TBR list.
No.
I don't feel that pressure because if something pops up, it's like, look, real life comes first. But I don't want to try to be too aggressive with this should be fun for us. This is fun for me, so I want to keep it that way.
All right, so that sounds good for our short story month of January. I'm excited to see if we can dethrone the greatest short story of all time. But let's move into our yearly goals for 2020, which I didn't think I would. That's crazy. I'll be 40. That's nuts. What are our yearly goals mapped out for the whole year?
Now, mine are
Let's go back and forth. Let's go back and forth, one at a time.
Okay.
You start.
The first one's pretty easy because it's easy to have predicted because I've already started the pattern. I want to make sure that I have at least one William Faulkner work each month this entire year. We've kind of been doing that these past few months, and we've been doing it with short stories. Obviously, this month, we're going to be doing The Bear. I'm going to do the entire Go Down Moses. So I'm going to read the whole novel, and I'll probably just do the novel solo, so that way you don't feel pressure. Or if you want to join me, you can, but we'll talk about that later. But I want to do at least just The Bear as a short story with you, if not more. And then I want to have a Faulkner work in each month. The reason being is that there's something that happens in my heart when I read Faulkner. It connects with me. The subject matter, the importance, the way it's written. Sometimes the way it's written pisses me off and it's hard. but the joy part I can't get from anywhere else except maybe Kurt Vonnegut. But I resonate with William Faulkner on some type of a book spiritual animal level that my goal is to do that. And I also think that since I do have that resonation, it's good for this channel too, because since I'm able to kind of resonate with it, it seems to help other people when it comes to that discussion of oh, here's what I took from it. And it seems to kind of open up some doors there. As
long as at the end of next year, I get a master's degree in Faulkner.
Oh, easily. I could do that for you.
I want some type of certificate that says I graduated.
I can get you that. I can get you the Faulkner certificate. Anyone that wants to join us, please join us on the Faulkner certificate program. Speaking of which, we should talk about in the summer, there is a Faulkner Fest.
Oh.
That is kind of in between where you and I live. I have to talk to my wife, but maybe we can meet up.
That'd be cool.
Do a little party in Mississippi.
Okay. So I know it's a lofty goal, because it is a huge undertaking, and we've already started our journey. But I think that we should reach the Dark Tower with Roland and company by the end of 2020 and finish the Dark Tower series. Get you to the end.
You know what? Okay, so I've told you I'm committed to go through at least book 4 because I've done book 4 before, and I remember something happened where it wasn't like I hate 5, but something happened where I'm like, I'm dropping this. I said I wanted to reserve the right to do that again.
I know.
If that's your goal, I will go with you to the Dark Tower.
Well,
but you have to be if you say, hey, I want a break or we need a palate cleanser, we can do that.
Okay.
But I will go as long as you go.
Okay. Cool. Good. I think if you write it on the schedule, it's got to happen because I know you love your schedule.
Yeah.
If it goes on the schedule.
I'm the scheduler. We'll reconnect after each book and just talk about, is this accomplishing the goals that you and I want?
Okay, that's fair. All right, so what do you got? Next one for you.
My other 2020 goal is actually pretty simple. I want to... There's something happening in the back of my mind. Obviously, we're picking a lot of religious aspects of things. And what it is there's the scriptures, and then there's kind of like the morality lessons or parables that teach you something. And then there's how people apply that, right? There's how people apply the morality or such in their real lives. There's something about how we keep picking these pieces, or at least I keep picking these pieces. There's something going on there, and I don't know what it is. I want to pick an author, I already have it selected, that has gone through some type of a religious breakdown, right? We talked about Stephen King's. We've talked about Leo Tolstoy's. I think I want someone that really focused on why religion? What's the point of this? Is this real? And I don't want to look at it with, here's my religion, or here's what I want to prove or disapprove. I just want to go through this journey and just really see how the author breaks it down. And I think I've selected Leo Tolstoy as probably the vessel that I want to latch onto and go through that journey on. So for those of the readers that didn't watch our Tolstoy breakdown early on, which is our first kind of Tolstoy breakdown here on this channel, there's 1890 or 1880 Tolstoy, and there's post 1880, 1890, I can't remember which year it is, where he went through this profound religious crisis. He went through a religious crisis of trying to understand what God meant to him, what's the point of life. And I want to kind of experience that just because there's something going on, and I want to understand it, to be able to understand and interpret, I feel like, the religious studies that you and I do. Yeah,
that sounds amazing. And I think that he's definitely a good guide for us.
We'll talk more about, Faulkner's, that's non-negotiable. I'm putting Faulkner in. We'll talk about Tolstoy and what pieces we want to do this year.
Excellent.
To kind of pull that out.
Good. So I have one more. I think that all of those are good, lofty goals. And I think that that's important for our channel and our viewers. But as we've discussed before, sometimes I think we need a little brain candy or glitter.
Oh, hell yeah, we do.
Glitter, what is it? Glitter
brain
light?
Candy, no.
No, what's the glitter thing from Thrawn? I forget.
Sparkle vision?
Sparkle. We need some sparkle vision. Oh. We need some sparkle vision every once in a while, and I'd like us to at least get one Star Wars book
sure.
through in 2020.
Sure, because
actually on the channel. So
I don't think there's anyone that looks at Star Wars books with a literary purpose in mind. And I thought we did a really good job with smiling through Thrawn. For those of you that don't understand that joke, watch our videos. It's pretty funny. Is Mark Thompson coming out, or not Mark Thompson? Is Timothy Zahn coming out with a new book this year?
All the Star Wars news has just been Rise of Skywalker and Baby Yoda. Okay. So that's all that matters right now in the Star Wars world. So I don't know.
That's how you and I started book club, is Star Wars book specifically. So
yeah,
you name the Star Wars book, I'll put it in the schedule.
Well, I want to come up with a good one though. I just don't want I don't want Ahsoka.
Yeah, we can wait.
Yeah, there's no rush. There's no rush.
We want Phasma. We don't want Ahsoka.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you got one more?
Nope. That's it for my goals.
All right. So the last one is, I challenge you, sir, to a book duel.
accepted.
Yeah.
What are we doing over?
So we don't know yet, but Una and I are going to come up with a book either one of us hates and the other one loves, and we're gonna go at it, maybe like debate style, 30 seconds and then rebuttal, 30 seconds from rebuttal. And I think that would be really fun, make a good video, because we have a unique opportunity here at the CodeX Cantina there are two of us. So I think that we could find a book that resonates with one of us and the other loathes, and go from there.
So does this have to be we have to find it, or does it have to be a book we've already read and we know we dislike and like?
I think that it can be either or. If we come across something, in 3 or 4 months that we've been reading, and I love it and you hate it, then we can make a second video with a debate aspect in mind. And it may be shorter, it'll just be a little fun one. Or if it's something we just talk about and you're like, oh, I remember reading this and I loved it as a kid, and I'm like, oh my God, I hated that book as a kid, and we could do it then.
Okay. Let's do it like the Socratic method then. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, Socratic method. Yeah, I'd use that in my classroom.
So one of us will take a rational position, and the other one has to try to argue or change the other person's mind.
Yeah, come over to my side. And if it goes well, then we could do it reverse, because like if I love the book and you hate it and I've got to get you to come to my side to love the book, then we got to do the reverse, a second video to give, fair play.
You got to put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. All right.
Oh God, don't rap.
And with that, we absolutely need to close this video.
Yes, we do.
Guys, we're looking forward to January. I'm hoping that, whether we replace Harrison Bergeron or not, it doesn't matter to me. What's fun to me is saying what is the greatest thing that literature has to offer, and we tackle it. Like that's why we started this channel, was just to have these fun discussions and breakdowns. So I'm looking forward to this month.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys, we do literature breakdowns, as you know, all the time. Please subscribe so you can check out these short stories with us. A lot of them will be available for free because we have an obsession with old books. I don't know what it is. Like, why can't I just like new stuff? Like,
antique.
You can't be part of the hip crowd. Yeah, I don't know.
You're antique.
I am an antique. That's my issue. I'm an antique. All right, guys. Una out.
Happy New Year.